So let's get down to the. Let's wait a moment. I'll select the. Where's the outro? The intro. Okay, the intro's right here. We'll wait a few seconds. Let me do a posting of this to a few people. Well, somebody actually commented on the video.
Oh, good.
The last one I posted this morning, it was just kind of bow to Ganon. Dude, that guy looks cool as hell. I don't. Did you see the guy playing him? We'll
Yes,
talk about.
yeah, yeah, that's good.
That's just what somebody made. So, but it's not.
Oh, that's all right.
It's just a kind of a close thing, you know.
Yeah,
So we'll go into
yeah,
that. Well, people are. I think it's gonna be dope for it, and I'm glad it wasn't Rock. It wasn't Momora. Okay, we'll go into that. We'll go into
no,
that. I'm so glad it's not one
yeah,
of them. All right. Let me get to. We are live. Let me get to. I like the. I don't know if you saw the real quick. I like the lettering I chose for the thumbnail for
yes.
podcast. So it's officially the Gamerz Twilight podcast. So we're not the Chronos. If we ever go back to that, that's gonna be on the Facebook separate page that I have for Chronos. Yes. Whenever if I end up going back to interviewing other people, shit. Let me. All right, let's. Oh yeah, here it is. I'm gonna give myself a thumbs up really fast. I'm gonna just send it to people. Well, I think I just sent it to you. Let's see. Send it to a few people real quick. Some of my buddies. Scroll down, finish any last minute people want to shoot out. I want to see if I can get Larry Kenny's cool. He's always like commenting or he's liking some of my stuff. Larry Kenny, the voice of Lino from Thundercats. Every,
Yeah, he was on once.
every year he always sends me happy birthday every year. He does that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's always cool. I got to get back Xavier. Just do it. Talk about get another talk with him. Let's see. Going down. Think that's it for now. Oh, let me get Dennis. Some of these old buddies. John Riggs. John Riggs is cool.
That was Jax from the Mortal Kombat games. Was it or no?
Jax? Huh?
John Riggs, was he Jax in the Mortal Kombat games or no? Is
No,
that
no. John Riggs is
different?
just a big. He's a big YouTuber, like a Nintendo or video game kind of YouTuber.
Okay,
John Riggs is cool. Jax is shoot, I forgot his name, but I follow him on Facebook.
cool.
I think that's good for now. All right,
Yep.
so I put out enough. All right, let's do the intro. It's just very short. Start the podcast. Wrong one.
Let's
Wrong
see.
one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh. Oop! I forgot to see. I'm still getting used to this. I gotta click this and click that when it ends. Before on the other podcast thing I was using, it would automatically go into. So I have to click those things. But yeah, welcome back. I think this is probably our first together, me and Ryan, for gaming purposes. And I think this is what I wanted to do for a while. I did one a few weeks ago with Lily Hyrule. She was awesome. She was amazing. Hopefully, we can reconnect with her later. Um, oh yeah, I should have. I'll send them one
Mhm.
too. But other than that, I think with Ryan and I, we want to go back and start talking about gaming and more keep it Nintendo oriented. And I don't. I mean, I play my PlayStation sometimes, but this I'm back into the Nintendo crave, and we got big things happening with like Zelda and all that stuff. But real quick, my name is, you can call me Mr. Switch or Chronos. I will say we'll keep it a Mr. Switch. This is the gaming portion, and I'm good. I'm chill. And what's up? Ryan Drayson is the co-host. Can you hear me, Ryan? Can you hear me? I think we are having a pause here. We are having. I think there is a storm. I can't hear you, Ryan. In case, if anything, I can't hear you just yet.
I haven't said
Where
anything
I
for a
think
little bit,
there
but
is a
yeah,
storm.
it did get a little odd. I can hear you.
I said, yeah, I said, what's going on, Ryan? How you doing, co-host Ryan Drayson?
Hi, good to see everyone. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
If we are going to be having probably some type of lag due to probably, and who knows, like I said, I do have a big storm crossing over. It passed over. There's going to be more coming over, and however else, who knows what's going on. But other than that, I think we can get straight to it. And I wanted to get a take on last 2 weeks ago. I talked with Lily Hyrule, and I want to get Ryan's version of. We're going to talk about Zelda. Let's start out with the Zelda. We want to do the Zelda movie or the remake, the game.
Let's do the movie first because there's a lot more recent things about that, I think.
So let's see. What is your take right now on the movie? You want to talk about characters, or just go ahead and start talking about the movie? What's been happening with the movie news?
So my overall, we have had a lot of news just the past week or so in terms of potential casting. None of it has come from Nintendo, but it seems to be coming from legitimate sources. Like I think Variety might have been one of them. The periodicals and things in the movie industry, so they're probably legitimate. Um, but I mean, Nintendo has not said much. They've given like an image. They've given, well, when I say an image, they've given an image of the logo. They've given a couple images of Zelda and Link, like in a field. Um, and that's about it officially. Um, so from that, yeah, that one. So from that, um, I am tentatively starting to get excited about it. When they showed the logo, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I want to see something about what this is. Like, you could do a lot of different things. There's tons of fantasy movies out there. So, like, give me something that shows me what we're getting in terms of an actual adaptation of Zelda. And then they put those images out. Um, and so I'm starting to get excited now. Link, I think, undeniably, or anyone in the chat or whoever, feel free to disagree with this, but I think Link undeniably looks amazing in that shot. It looks like they ripped the character right out of the video game and made him into a real person. So that looks fantastic. I don't mind that he doesn't have the elf hat. That's whatever. That worked fine
Not yet.
in Breath of.
Yeah.
So even though Breath of the Wild was a different outfit, like he looks good. He doesn't need the hat. Um, and for her, I don't know enough about her as an actress, and I feel like that to me looks kind of like generic fantasy princess. So I don't really have an opinion for her yet. So we started off with just the logo. Now we have a few screenshots, and I'm kind of like, we're starting to get the hype train going on this, but I still need to see more. And for me, the main thing that's going to get me really excited, I want to see what the creature, like what the bokoblins look like, what the moblins look like. Are they going to do the Deku
Right.
scrubs,
Right.
the people that spit the nuts out at Link? Are they going to do Zalfos? Are they going to do a wolf? But they could do something fantasy with that. So, what are they going to? All the different creatures and monsters to me are what, and then also, which we'll get to in a second, with Ganondorf, you have the Gerudo in general are something that is unique to Zelda. It's not in every fantasy. So once we start seeing more of that, and once we see the monster creatures, that's what's really going to start getting the hype train really like out of the station going. I'm going to get super excited about the movie then. So I'm kind of like tentatively like, okay, this is starting to look like something. I want more at this point. But that said, they, I guess, have cast Ganondorf, and presumably they've also cast Ampa, and then two other roles. that we don't know necessarily what they are. One might be the Queen of Hyrule, or there's potential as well. We know the Zora have royalty, so she could do that. They could put like they could sort of avatar her like the movie avatar her up into a fish person, and that could be
Let me get some here real quick. So, I don't know the names. I know one. I know these are some names of some people.
yeah,
Like the one in the middle, I forgot her name, but she's playing Impa, the one in the middle.
yeah. I think not from that picture. I've seen another picture of her. I think she looks like she's a good fit for that role. Um, I forget her name as well. I think she was on Joss Whedon's Dollhouse, which is like a show about like these assassins that were their minds were reset between missions that Joss Whedon did in the early 2000s. Um, this is the woman I'm talking about. She might be the queen of if that's what she's going to look like in the movie, then yeah, maybe she's the queen of Hyrule.
She fine.
Sorry?
And I was like, she fine.
Yeah. Um, yeah, she looks like she could do that role well, but also like I said, you could do prosthetics and then like a little bit of CGI, and she could be the queen of the Zora, or she could be
She's not the
I know,
same as the lady here, right? The lady in
no,
the
actually, yeah, that's a different person because
yeah,
I
so I
think
make sure.
that's
So
yeah, I think the who's supposed to be the queen is the far right on the other picture. So yeah, that's I don't know who that other woman is. It's not the girl in the middle either. Um, so yeah, that's interesting. And then Sam Neill is if again everything that we're getting recently, which these are all recently, is from officially announced by Nintendo or Illumination or Universal, whoever's involved with it. But getting um, Sam Neill is just an amazing actor. Done a number of awesome things through. My
for
favorite
Sam Neill,
thing
right?
that he's done, Sam Neill, yeah, my favorite thing that he's done going back to my childhood is Jurassic Park by far.
Yeah.
He's so
So
amazing in
one hundred
that.
percent on him.
But he's just
I
generally a huge deal if they got him to that. Yeah.
yeah, I think for
Um,
me, Sam Neill has been like dramatic. Like what? Really?
yeah, he had an immediate weight of like this is a big project. This is important. And especially given what's happened that he sadly passed away. Um, R.I.P. to him
Yeah. It was like 3 weeks ago, right?
us to his family and that as they deal with his loss. That's then someone that you can have put in a role where you don't necessarily need you get the gravitas and the importance immediately from casting someone like that. But then if they use them in a part that doesn't necessarily need to be ongoing, then that helps avoid recasting. So I would think he's probably most likely the king. It's more something we
That
have
would
to
be
have him in every
amazing.
movie. The only other yeah, that would be yeah. The only other thing I could see him doing, and I don't see it for the reason of like, well, no, they can't use him ever again, is the Deku Tree, because you need to have someone who gives a delivery that feels important, but then you don't get to see him, even if you kind of like what they do with like a lot of Andy Serkis in the face, and they do the facial capture model. You would still not be really seeing Sam Neill. I feel like that's something more where you just get someone that has a really good voice for it, and yeah, I hope he's the king. So,
Yeah, I think with
um,
when we saw that intro, I don't know, not sure if I have it here. Hold on. Listen, is it the voice? I listen to this voice.
Created by beings of supreme divinity.
I think that's the Deku maybe that voice.
Yeah, for the remake trailer, I'm pretty sure that's what that's supposed to be. The king was Ocarina of Time never had the king much, so unless they're doing additional content, that's something that we can discuss
There might be
later.
mixing timelines. Man, this could be a whole new storyline, or within
Yeah,
it. It's crazy
yeah. I
because we
feel
know
like the
nothing.
movie. It'd be cool if they did an adaptation of a game, but I feel like it'd be cool if they just do what Mario did, the Mario movies do, where they respect the games, they make it feel like what you grew up, what you know, what you experienced, that it's true to that, but they just do a story of their own. I almost don't really want it to try and like fit on the timeline because there's already issues with that and like fans complain about it and it creates all this kind of like tension and fighting online that I see. So I almost kind of like I don't care so much about the timeline. I just want to enjoy whatever it is that they're putting out. Um,
I think they're gonna do that. What you're saying, because I don't. Miyamoto's behind it, so if he was behind tomorrow, they're probably gonna do what you're saying. Kind of create their own little thing and just kind of honor everything else. Somehow. But wow, it's gonna
yeah,
be I'm
and
tripping already.
that's also better for the general audience than like all of the fans love the little Easter and they put Easter eggs through both of those Mario movies that really only fans are properly paying attention for. And even then, you don't notice all of them necessarily. You have to watch it a few times. Um, so they'll probably do stuff like that, but the general audience doesn't know as much or necessarily even care as much about that. And ideally, to make the most amount of money and to have the project be as successful as possible, you do also have to cater to the general audience. Um, I work with a woman. She has a family, and she's a bit younger than me. Um, Her daughter plays Echoes of Wisdom. And all her daughter cares about is getting on the horse and riding the horse around the world. And like she doesn't necessarily want to complete the game. She just enjoys having fun in it. So part of me thinks about like, how do you make this movie and make it appeal maybe not necessarily to that specific example, but like it's got to appeal beyond just to us who love the franchise, have played most or all of the games, know the timeline and a bunch of the lore and the stories of the characters and the different versions of the characters and all that. We have to like it. We have to be so into the project that like we're oh it was great and you need to see it and all that. You also though have to make it so that average person who's maybe played one Zelda game in their life, like, oh yeah, I remember this franchise. I like it. Even people played the games before, because like Mario appeals outside of people that play video games. People looking at him like, oh, he's a nice character. I'm sure there are people for the amount of money it's made. I'm sure there's people that went and saw the movie that
I
like that's
think
most of.
I have a, I have a feeling that people who like movies like Lord of the Rings and that kind of feel, medieval knights and stuff, will be attracted to this movie if they never played it. Or people who like the Jurassic Park movies, who like Sam Neill, they're gonna be just it's gonna be gathering different people from different things, not just gamers. So that's why, yeah, I'm really hoping for a new story, kind of. I mean, similar stuff, but just not within what we've already seen. Or, but then you never know. I mean, I wonder if they took something from a game. I'm thinking Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time. I'm thinking that's just my bet, or pieces, bits and pieces from this and that. Because I'm also seeing more information about them doing like it's definitely a trilogy, and I'm believing in that. And why would they just do one Zelda like Mario? Mario's gonna have a third film, obviously. So why wouldn't they do that? Because they know Zelda's gonna be huge. I'm wondering. I'm hoping. As I think I did on a recent post about would Mario make, or I mean, would Zelda make a billion or maybe half, or you know what, you never know, this can be that big because you got big name. Now that we've seen name drops and things like that, this could be bigger than what we were thinking. Like this guy, real quick, what do you think of him? This is just I don't know his name, but someone made this out of the guy who's playing Ganon.
Yeah,
And
who in the same announcements they said that this guy is yeah I can't for the life of me pronounce his name either, but this is the
yeah,
guy that they've shown is supposed to be playing with
It's been,
just
everything is
whether that's
really
supposed to be a wig
frustrating.
or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, that looks amazing. And hopefully whatever they do for the costuming looks something either something like that, or I'd also be happy with something that references kind of his Ocarina of Time style, like the original. And we don't know what he'll look in the remake, because his original looks less like full armor and more kind of like um, a mix of like leather and fabrics to be something that you can move more easily in the desert and is maybe a little more comfortable. Because I mean, like full metal armor in the desert is going to be hot. That's going to burn your skin. So um, I think they could do a more realistic version of what he kind of wears in.
Xavier, what's up?
Hey, thanks for coming.
Hey Xavier, real
Um,
quick. I know it's been a while, but we gotta talk later. Bring Xavier back on. So, anyways, he's a big retro guy, fanatic. You
I
might
think I
have
remember
he's
him being on with
yeah,
me a few
cool
times. Yeah,
dude. We gotta
yeah.
now that I'm we're doing these things again, and I've started revamping rechanging the back to the game and stuff. I let go the Facebook. Well, I'm not completely. I still do Chris Farley stuff here and there, and I'm bored of it. I'm back to the gaming where we need to hit back the game, and I'm doing reels every day, being consistent. I took out the accounts that I had in other TVs where people were watching other things that weren't mixing well with my, possibly the algorithm, or it's really just really what I'm doing. I have to pay more attention to, not worry about that thing, because that algorithm does not matter. It's just kind of pay more attention to being consistent, and that's why we're doing this podcast today and trying other things in the future. So, and he got a hair transplant. Oh, that's right, that's right.
Mm,
He was showing me that. Yeah, yeah. I need to get one
yeah.
too, but that's gonna cost me too much money. So I think I'll just stay bald. So I think I'm fine. Girls like bald, but girls also like hair. So you know what, Ryan? I'm jealous of your hair, and Xavier, I'm sure you got fabulous hair as
Thank you.
well. So Ryan, where were we left off at?
We're talking to just I think they could do a realistic adaptation of the Ganondorf Ocarina of Time outfit from as we know it. I don't know. They may already be taking a reference an example from the remake for all we know, since Nintendo is
Which
actually
game did you say? Ocarina of Time,
involved in this like Ocarina of Time. Yeah,
Breath of the Wild,
the
kind of maybe.
original look when because other than that, you hadn't seen Ganon. Uh, he wasn't in. He was in Tears of the Kingdom, but that's more like a. That's almost more like feudal. That would look cool, also. Um, yeah, no, I'm thinking specifically the I think it was 96. No, 98. Uh, time look has roughly. They may be brown, so I always in my head was like leather on the shoulders and it goes down to like a fabric. It's got like kind of a not quite a scarf, but like there's a thing hanging to the shoulder. Um, none of it looked really like to me, but it did look like a cool battle outfit. So they could definitely do some kind of action adaptation of that. But yeah, how he looked in that picture that you showed us,
Which
that was
one for the
amazing.
one with Zelda and Link, or the Ganon?
No, the one of the actor that we have heard is playing Gandorf. Where yeah, that one like that looks amazing.
Yeah, I can see this. I don't think they're gonna give him a big nose like in the game. You never know.
No, they're gonna keep the actors' faces looking like
Yeah, I wanted.
actually even how they did the elf ears. I'm hoping they're gonna kind of touch that up digitally or like with some makeup because the initial shots that kind of looks a little bit noticeable to me. Maybe it may also be because it's just a close up photograph that might look fine
Which shot?
in
Which shot?
movement. Either the ones they showed of Zelda and Link, the points on the ears kind of look more for her. It doesn't look
You
quite
can
like
kind
when
of
you
see
buy
his
them.
in a way.
Yeah, his hair is doing a good job of blending and taking the focus off of his ear. The way they styled his hair takes the focus off his ears. Plus, he just looks again ripped straight out of the video games.
Dude, that's
Um,
that's still dope. Yeah.
yeah, her ears is there's nothing really else pulling focus from it. So it doesn't look like those off the shelf Halloween, like Spirit Halloween looking things. It looks a little better than that, but I I can still kind of tell like they've added something on to like her natural ear. So I'm hoping they maybe like digitally touch that up or do some makeup or something to a little
Dude, the
more appealing.
trailer, when they first released the official trailer, it is going to drive everybody insane, especially those fanatics like fans of Zelda. And it's what I've been dreaming of since shoot, since since the mid to late 90s as a teenager. I remember reading an article I mentioned before of Lily's podcast that Marimoto spoke about. Somebody asked about a movie and that he said it would be such a big hit, but he needed to wait for the right timeline for things to come out to make the movie. And it looks like it finally, shit, 26, 27, 28 years later, is finally happening. And now we're at the beginning stages of just learning characters, who's possibly playing who or what. We're now picking everything. And I think there's a trailer coming, because think about it, the movie's coming out in, what was it, May or April of 27?
I think it was April. I want to say it was April, but I'm not 100% sure.
I know it's April or May. It's like right there in
Yeah.
spring, and it's coming out. But the trailer has to be out soon because you already got freaking Doomsday like 6 months before the movie, or we've seen the trailer already, and it's not till December. So you got a Zelda trailer popping up soon, and it might be a Christmas thing, or hopefully soon in October. Or man, it's I didn't think I'd be back on the Zelda thing, but this stuff that's happening now with the Zelda game is just, or the movie, and of course the remake. But it's just really continuing. The thrill is back on with the Zelda. And I thought, you know what, this thing, Gamerz Twilight, is based off of Zelda love and things like that. So I'll be doing a lot more Twilight Princess stuff. But in the meantime, continue on, Ryan.
Uh, Hi, Jazz. I say November for the trailer. Yeah, I could see October, November for the trailer for sure.
Jazz, what's up?
And I certainly hope so. I'm gonna see it. I'm sure.
Yeah, dude, we
That's why
we have
that's
to wait. Day one, we have to like when we first see the trailer, we have to pick a day. Hopefully soon we can get. Hopefully it's right before, because I think we do the podcast. Sundays are pretty good for me and you, and we can
yeah,
get. Hopefully it's like within close times, and then talk about it right away. And get on
yeah.
it. Because everyone's gonna be pushing that trailer day one, and it's gonna be insane. So, oh yeah, maybe at the Game Awards.
Maybe at the Game Awards. Maybe yeah. Um, my only hesitance with the Game Awards is because that's in well into December, so maybe. But also, I wonder if they want to start pushing it a little earlier than that. But that would be a good time to at least kick off for uh, the fans of the series, and then immediately release it publicly after that to get people that will be into the content without necessarily having seen or playing the games before.
Dude,
They want to get a wide audience.
it would probably be shortly after the remake is released, that they pop up with the movie trailer. It's Zelda heaven right now. They're really doing the 40th anniversary like with care.
Yeah.
It's like
Um,
just like
I actually have a couple questions for you, and then for the audience can also weigh in their thoughts. But
yeah.
before we move on from the movie, um, so two-part question. What do you think? So we've got two Mario movies. They're probably going to do a third. Most likely going to do a third one, I would bet. The first one did great numbers. I'm pretty sure the second one did well too. Um,
They both hit a
they
billion. Yeah.
yeah, they're doing a Zelda movie, as we know. Um, what do you think? What else do you think? What potentially next, or maybe not next, but just what do you think they'll do? What do you want to see them do? Um, and then related to that, everyone talks about because of what Marvel has done and how that impacted the movie industry, uh, and how Nintendo games are already. Thinking of Smash Brothers specifically, people talk about like a Nintendo cinematic universe. Do you think that's going to happen, and why or why not?
I I was first say I'll go into that big one. I think there'll be a cinematic universe. There'll be something. Something's got to. I mean, why not? I mean, you know how massive it's working out for Marvel, and maybe not so much for DC, but it's why not? You can think about it. Smash Bros. It's like anything can be well made because if we're all gonna, Nintendo's gonna want to keep making that dough, and making that lettuce. They need to. I'm just thinking about they're doing. They got Mario. They got Zelda. They could be doing a Star Fox. They can do a Star Fox thing. They can do a Metroid. Lee Ross and Bros. I forgot her name. That's that girl, the one who plays in a Marvel. She plays Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah,
She
Brie Larson.
she's been bragging about wanting to play Samus. Things like that. I've seen. It is she played one of the characters in the Galaxy. What's that one girl? The main other princess, Princess Peach's sister. She
Rosalina.
voiced she voiced
Yeah.
yeah, so she's been wanting to do, she's been asked about. And so I'm thinking maybe I would love to see a Prime. And I wouldn't mind seeing like I think if they did a Star Fox, keep it animated. If maybe Donkey Kong, keep it animated. That's not,
Mhm.
Zelda. I think it's perfect, and I always wanted a lot of people wanted Zelda to be animated, but I wanted its live action, so I got what I wanted. So yeah, I think it's a big whole universe after this can be a, I think, very possible thing if Nintendo really they're gonna kill it, dude, because they did it. You know how big Smash Bros is out there. I'm sure there'll be another Smash Bros game for the Switch too, and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that's a big possible thing. So let me see. What is I believe there. Let's see what this guy say. What does this guy say? I
Mhm.
believe there'll be a universe because the ultimate goal is the owner Nintendo always wanted Disneyland atmosphere characters. You know what? Thinking about the whole Disney Universal thing, and I've been to you've been to the one in Japan, Universal,
Yep.
right? The Mario Bros area. I went to the
Yep.
Mario area too in Florida. Do you know how big they do that? They're just doing the theme parks. They're gonna be hitting that universe somehow. They're already doing it, somehow. And just the feeling when I was there at the parks, and you know how I felt too, Ryan, when you were there, but you were there in you were there in the Japan version, which is so awesome. But I know how I felt too, being in the Universals and the Mario, what is it called, Super Mario Land, a world, and whatever. And yeah, they're gonna be making that big money like Disney. Let's see, what is change this up. Bunch of characters and then release games after, and more movies for those characters. Yeah, introduce a bunch of characters and then release games. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
movies and games together. Yeah.
I
What do you
agree
what?
with um, both of uh, both Xavier and Jazz. Um, when Jazz says about introduce characters and then release the games after, I agree with that, but I think what they've it's got to be continue to be like what they've been doing. So you have Donkey Kong in the Mario movie, and you redesign him, and then you do a redesign in the games for Mario Kart, and then the Donkey Kong Bonanza game. Um, you did they did Star Fox right after Star Fox was in Mario Galaxy 2. Granted, that's a remake of Star Fox 64, but So they did that. So yes, but the games you're bringing out really have to be for the characters and the franchises that haven't got installments, that need rehabilitation, kind of, or like some fresh love and some reworking. Um, you can put a Mario game out with a Mario movie, but a Mario game is going to sell regardless, and the same with a Zelda game. Um, those franchises, those characters, everyone has strong opinions of, and they will absolutely sell. So I don't know that they will necessarily time those releases around that a movie's coming out, because that doesn't really make any. It may make some difference in sales, but like not significantly, unless it's a tie-in. But they're not. Nintendo is not going to do that. Nintendo has always been a more creative, more do their own thing kind of studio. So they're not going to make a the Mario Galaxy movie game, because there already are Mario Galaxy games. They might do Mario Galaxy 3, but that also won't need the movie. The movie now is already out. It won't. The sales of that won't be reliant on needing that to be out. No Zelda game will need a movie to be out. I mean, sometimes Nintendo has. I think one of the guests that you've had, or a few, once or twice, have talked about Nintendo sometimes, when the sales aren't meeting their expectations for the consoles, they launch the next one with a Zelda game. So like they know it's going to sell, and they know they can lean on that franchise to like salvage their financials. So yeah, no, that's just my kind of thoughts on that. But I do agree. Do broaden things out. Make games based on, especially based on, like, a lot of people want to see an F-Zero game come out, but what are you going to do with that necessarily, and how are you going to make it sell at this point? Well, if enough F-Zero content shows up in the movies, there you go. There's your easy marketing to get people interested in, oh, what's this? And then, oh, here's a game for it. I want to buy that because I know what that is. Yeah. Do we have anything more on, like, do you want to say any more on before?
I would say real quick. I'm just thinking about the whole the Marvel thing. You know how Marvel right now has been out for a while, and the movies have been freaking amazing. We just saw Spider Man, fucking nuts, and then and we got Doomsday. Then after Doomsday would be what's the next one after Doomsday for the next Avengers? There's a name for it already.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. So even after that, at that point, they've had their share within the last 15 years or so, big mega movies. I think they're at a point where eventually that will slowly slow down a little bit. And you got Nintendo and video games. They're coming out. The movies are so far, the Mario movies and Sonic 2, but that's a whole different thing. I mean, they can still utilize Sonic 2 as well, and maybe the whole universe things like. But anyways, going back to then successful $2 billion movies for Mario, then I'm sure the third one will do the same. And if Zelda does well, which I think it will, then they're
Mhm.
gonna keep on pushing other movies out. Once all that starts building out, it's it's gonna be a big, massive, like big thing. It's gonna have a big hype for like the next 20 years. They're gonna just keep throwing stuff out, maybe next 15 years. But yeah, I think it's gonna be an exciting next several years. You know, as I'm getting older, and we're all getting older and all that kind of stuff. So it's an exciting. It's exciting to be a Marvel fan right now and a Zelda fan. And so yeah, I'm excited for the whole thing. Nintendo is, I'm not always a big. I was not always a big fan of certain things with Nintendo, but I'm just kind of just rekindling that back. Get excited for these big things, and then hopefully Nintendo will bring back. Keep that shine going. I'm not always, like I said, not throw the directs all the time, but I mean, not everything's gonna be for me. It's gonna. I'm not always gonna like everything, and but
Mhm.
either way, I'm being very supportive now. I'm not talking doodle these days. All right, Jazz. Me and Jazz talk our smack. That's our private on the private line.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, Ryan. You're going to continue on.
I was just gonna say, in terms of bring the universe together, um, I genuinely don't know what they're going to do. I would like to see them connect more stuff. The what they've done so far with Mario of like dropping um, other franchises in, both with Star Fox specifically. Donkey Kong, I don't really count because that Donkey Kong and Mario were first in a game together. There is a connection ongoing. Um, Star Fox is more like this has nothing to do with Mario, so that's cool that it's just in here. And you got a bunch of other. You got the Pikmin, Rob the Robot, Mr. Game and Watch, Samus's gunship somewhere, I think, in the background when they first come
Yeah,
up
I saw
into
it.
the starport. I think there's maybe an F-Zero racer in there too somewhere. Um, so like, yeah, that's cool. Keep doing that. Keep making it work, as much
Easter eggs,
as
throw
it's
down the Easter
possible.
eggs.
Yeah, but in terms of what they're going to do a movie altogether, I would love to see essentially what we would think would be a Smash Brothers adaptation. I don't know that that's what that will actually be to bring everything together, because like there is kind of a story for that, but it's either these things are all toys and the hands of the kid or whatever, the person that owns them, are playing with them together, is kind of the main story of Smash Brothers. And then they do
Like
adventure
Toy
mode
Story.
stories, but those are like so out there, kind of like anime, sci-fi anime. They're just very odd stories. They work for the games very well. I don't know what the story can be to actually like bring all these things together. I don't. That doesn't mean I don't think that they can do it. I just have no idea what they're going to, how they're going to do that, and I'll be very impressed with whatever it is that they come up with for that. Most likely, if they do something that works, um, and also to see how they overcome. Like, does Link go through like a portal or something, and that like like makes him animated looking? Do they do a Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing where like everything is animated except like a reverse Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
If
Everything
they
is
do a
available,
big, they're
and
gonna
Link
have
is.
to do animated.
Yeah, I feel like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit is very like specific to its time, and is something that you don't want to like try to do another of. So yeah, I don't see them keeping him live action and everything else is animated. But then you got to do something that like actually explains in story why is he look animated now, instead of just like, oh, he's animated, there it is. Um, I need them to take some of these franchises and do some, like reinvent them, expand the lore, change game mechanic. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of franchises that Nintendo's sleeping on. We could certainly talk about both what does everyone want in terms of like a movie, what's their main movie, or the franchise that they want, franchise game, whatever, that they want to do, want to have a movie of. And then also like what are the franchises that you feel either you want to see a release in because they haven't got one, or you feel they need to be reinvented, or um, you just feel like they don't get enough love. We could certainly talk about if you're interested.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let me just get this out of the way. Okay, go. You go ahead, Ryan. You were continuing.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, like, yeah, if Jazz is wanting to talk about that and you are interested, we can go in that direction with the conversation. Um, I don't so much have I the franchises that have been dormant, other than Star Fox, I'm not super fond of personally. I need a game with Captain Falcon doing intergalactic. Jazz, that's a very cool idea, and I would actually probably care about
I think you need to
the
go
F-Zero
to the writing
universe.
studio and contact some high Nintendo associates or something and give
Yeah,
them your
I would
idea.
genuinely be interested in that. Where right now I'm like, F-Zero is fine. I'm not personally super interested in it. So yes, that sounds amazing. Um, yeah, I'm not probably the best one to ask this kind of question to. The franchise that I enjoy that isn't loved enough is really just not loved enough outside of its fan base, which is the Xenoblade series. I love the Xenoblade series. As
They
much
could probably
as
do something massive.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to see them do a movie of that. I just want more people to play the games because the games
If they
are
did
amazing.
animated,
They did. Sorry.
if no, if they did do one of Xenoblade, it'd be. I would like to see an animated version of it with really awesome graphics.
Yeah, almost like maybe an anime, would
Anime,
based
yeah.
on the way the storytelling is. But yeah, maybe three, maybe CG, maybe a mix. Um, I just want more people to play the games personally because I feel like the storytelling is amazing. It is basically Nintendo's equivalent to Final Fantasy that they have in house. They own the company that makes it. Um, but all of the games connect. You don't have to play them all together. They have their own stories that are satisfying on their own, but it's all part of the same universe. So you can also enjoy them all and then have like as you get far enough into them, you see things that are like, oh, these are connected to the other ones. But not in a way that you have to play them all. You can pick whatever one you think looks best to you. Um, so that's my. It doesn't need to be. It has good lore. It doesn't need to be reinvented. It doesn't need anything different from what it's doing. It just needs people to pay more attention to it. Um, and I guess also then in terms of pay more attention to it, Metroid just needs more love.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a B or a second tier franchise in terms of the interest people give to it, especially outside of North America.
did you
Like
finish Prime Four?
I finished Prime 4. It was fine.
Did you not like the ending, or did you like the ending, or
I felt mixed about the entire experience. It
yeah?
initially started off like I thought, like, oh, this is going to be really epic and interesting. It's not like it wasn't. It just kind of like guided you and Samus alone enough to kind of do her own thing. It didn't have
We
the
waited too long
atmosphere
for it, and then it came
I
out.
felt of. Yeah, well, and the starting halfway through, but keeping some of the ideas and stuff into and like the whole main plot basically, I don't think was the best idea because then um, it just didn't give the feel of like Super Metroid and Metroid Prime. To me, are that is the gold standard of that. Those two are the gold standard of that
Super
franchise.
Metroid,
So they
man,
need,
that's that one. I'll play
yeah,
that all the
those are
time.
basically perfect Metroid experiences. No notes, amazing. So if it's not like that to me, it's not like I don't like it. It's just not enough. It doesn't hit exactly the way I want. Um, and I mean, they have done ones that haven't been exactly what I want that have still been good and interesting. But Prime 4 also was kind of just like everything that you expected it was going to be, and then nothing else. Um, and anything new was just kind of like, well, that's fine, but not. The only thing I really liked was they put those little robot things in that you could charge them with electricity, and then they would highlight where, like the upgrades that you met, like the bombs and missile expansion, the different like your energy tanks, your missile expansions. In case you miss ones, because I don't like if I get to the end, I've missed like one thing. I've only missed one upgrade, then you have to search the whole every part of the map to find where it was. It was nice to have a workaround for that if you wanted. Otherwise, everything new is just kind of like, yeah, that's fine. It could have been better. It also could have been worse. It's kind of whatever. It didn't. It didn't. It. The worst thing I could say about it is it didn't set up nicely me wanting to play a whole other trilogy. Metroid Prime ended with like, oh, I want more of this. Metroid Prime 4 ended with like, well, that was fine. If we get another Metroid, I'll be excited about that, but that will be based on how this, whatever it looks like,
They
not
gotta do
based on what,
better. Supposedly
yeah,
five's on the way, supposedly, but they need to do better
hopefully.
because I was not thrilled at the end of I mean, I enjoyed the. I think I enjoyed it for what it was. It was cool. You know, the gameplay was all right. It looked great. It was not favored with the ending. But I'm thinking, is this just something to give us a cliffhanger for wanting more? So we'll see. So
Yeah,
you can. For me, I love the heck out of Super Metroid alone. They could do a movie based off just that game. I'll be okay.
yeah.
Let's see, real quick. Did you something you want to finish off so we can get your insight on the Zelda remake?
I'm good with just jumping right to that if you want. Yeah, because I don't have
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. There's
Yeah, we
a
can
lot
do
of good
everything
stuff to
after
always
that.
talk with Zelda in other podcasts, but I'm thinking we need to get a little
Yeah,
bit on how do you say, good, another 15 minutes left on this podcast. I want to keep too long. I don't want to bore people too much. I think we did good. I enjoyed the conversation, but if we go on with too
yeah.
long, kind of thing. But yeah, tell me your insight when you first period your whole inside of it. I'm gonna first start off with this. I did this with Lily, and when you first hear, hold on.
created by beings of supreme divinity.
Now, I'm gonna that sound when it starts with that like whistle or not whistle, whatever the sound was at the end that just instantly hits you with it has to be Ocarina of Time. That and then also when you first saw where is that? Oh, when you first saw this. So give me your insights on it.
Yeah. So my initial thoughts on the musical riff of the Kokiri Forest and the Deku Tree talking, or what we assume is the Deku Tree talking, and then Link laying on his bed or whatever where he's sleeping. Um, my initial thought was, um, first of all, just as it's going, I'm like, this is obviously Zelda, and then the tune was like, well, this is sounds like Kokiri Forest. It sounds like Ocarina of Time. They've talked about a remake coming. Um, my initial thought was it looks and sounds amazing, um, and I feel like the fact. So then, initial reaction was really happy with what it was. Just the idea of an HD version of Ocarina of Time. I don't think that's honestly exactly what we're getting, meaning I think it will be an HD version of Ocarina of Time, but I don't think they're just doing that. I think they're going to um, make adjustments. Certainly, they tried with the 3DS version to make the Ocarina more enjoyable to play. They tried to do the water temple better, so the ability to put the iron boots on more usable, more user friendly. Um, they tried to do some gameplay quality of life fixes, and they did try to make it look nicer and sound nicer. I don't, as much as I think they'll probably try to do those things or things like that, I don't think that's what this remake is. I think they're going for fleshing things out, at the very least, fleshing things out more that were already in the game. But I'm also hoping that they are going to um, add in, at the very least, cut content. And specifically, what I'm thinking of is the Hyrule Castle soldier that's dying in the back alley after Ganon chases Zelda off. You get the Ocarina of Time. You can go into the back alley in Castletown before you go to the Temple of Time,
Yeah.
and you see have a conversation with him, and he dies at the end of it. They make it PG, but like he's clearly injured in battle, then he dies.
Get more of that.
Apparently,
Right?
sorry.
No, apparently, go ahead, continue.
Apparently, that was put in the game as leftover from cut content, where you were supposed to be able to go back to the castle and not have the same experience where you're dodging the guards to get to where Zelda is, and then just she's not there, or however far you could get. I don't remember that specifically. It was supposed to be as Ganon left, he like slaughtered his way out, and there's a bunch of like dead and dying and severely injured um, guards there. Some of that was probably what the N64 could handle at the time. like it wouldn't have been a huge number of characters there if it was on the N64. But the main reason they cut it apparently was like, oh, we just want the story to not take a pause so you can go see the carnage that Ganondorf has just wreaked. You can tell that he's a bad guy and he's aggressively like he's snapped and is going after the people of Hyrule. We don't need to show that. We'll just have you go to the Temple of Time and keep the story rolling along. And that's fine for like an old game, but add that kind of stuff back in. Hopefully, I would like to see that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It'd be cool to have stuff like that put back in. I also am hoping for stuff that like what's already in the game. So, Link and Saria have a close relationship, or Saria, however you pronounce her name. I guess we'll find out when the game comes out because it's apparently going to be voiced I think it will be per the trailer. That seems to be the Great Deku Tree talking. Flesh out her relationship with Link, like how they're friends. Give us more scenes showing their friendship. Make it so that it's more emotionally hitting when he leaves. Like he's leaving his only friend that he's known. Or
Saria, right?
Yeah, sorry. Like
he's leaving. Man, I think about her all the time, even today.
Yeah, it's an emotional scene as it is, but like you can add more scene context around, like before that.
I was thinking of that.
And especially once he comes back after the Temple of Time, they could add scenes that give weight. Like it seems when he comes back and you do the Forest Temple, like she has no idea who he is. And there's nothing really the game does. It's just like, oh, she's a sage, and that's it. And there's no emotional weight or impact to that. So like add some scenes, whether or not she figures out who he is, show us how he's impacted by, oh, I spent all this time and I grew up like Frozen time. I grew up in bodily wise anyway. And here's my friend. And now that connection is gone because of all this time that I was locked away. That should be emotional thing with that. Add more time in of fleshing out the Gerudo and their culture more, having like some actual connection with Link, even set up Nabaru, I think it is, it ends up being the sage. Don't just have her show up in the child version of that temple. Like have her kind of in scenes. Maybe she goes with Ganondorf to the castle, or like something that adds her into the story and doesn't make her just like this thing that pops up at the end. Even if you could kind of see some of Gerudo Town, that we can't fully explore it.
Man, I'm telling you, they could do so much goodness with the Switch too.
Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff they could add and build in, and I hope they do. At worst case, though, if it's just a remake of what we've already had, I'm still gonna enjoy that because I have always loved that game. But there is so much potential to have so much more, and it can be so much more fulfilling and give us so much more than what it is. Apparently, there's rumor online of a couple things. I don't know if you've heard, and then I'll kind of stop.
Please tell.
Let you have your time to talk. The couple things I've heard are, one, that supposedly September 9th, maybe, they'll show more to do with the game, which is supposedly around, I think, Tokyo Game Expo. And then
like a proper trailer kind of thing, or
a proper trailer, or like more gameplay, and then they'll actually let people be able to try it.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
In Japan, they'll get to try it at least. Hopefully that will mean that we actually get a demo too. And then I've heard that some ESRB things have leaked, that it is going to be, they're going to keep the rating to is either everyone 10 plus or teen rated, consistent with how it had the original and the 3DS.
Give us a teen rating, please.
Whichever it was previously that they're aiming for that.
I don't think it
Um,
was teen though.
no, I don't think it was either. And I think what that means, what I've heard, is um, that then there's not going to be um, they're gonna do things that kind of adjust the Gerudo outfit a little bit so it isn't quite as sexualized. And mainly more than that, the Great Fairies. Because the Great Fairies in Ocarina of Time, they're all polygonal,
They're like
but like when you
pointy
see,
and big as heck.
yeah, when you see the spirit in Smash Ultimate, like the drawing, since they're not 3D models in Smash Ultimate, the spirits aren't. The drawing is like she's just wearing leaves, so like there's no way they can adapt that one to one in high quality HD
Make it
graphics.
better, please, Nintendo. I don't know about you,
that
Ryan,
that
but
would be an M-rated game, especially if they
can you
keep
remember?
the yell that she does when she comes out is like
Yes,
that's
I was gonna say
enough for
that
kids.
same when I was playing the game, I'm sure you might have had the same thing. Just to, we're playing the game. Our parents are probably in the room, and she comes out, and you just like turn down the volume, like damn, because what's going on over there? Just
Yeah,
the whole sequence there. It's like, man, I'm just like keep this to myself. This fairy is ugly as hell, but she's still fine to me. I don't know. Those are some fun times. Yeah, they're gonna make them beautiful as heck to watch. They're gonna fix all that up, I mean, I'm sure they will cover up decently and make it look still. Yeah, I'm excited to see them too. I'm excited for the fairies and and they look like the Breath of the Wild. Those fairies, yeah, they were
yeah,
different, but
they're fully dressed, but
make them look
there's a
more.
they're designed they're still designed to appeal, so you can walk that tightrope, so to speak. But yeah, they're not gonna the fairies. I'm almost sure when that was included with that rumor, I was like, yeah, that sounds right. There's no way you can adapt that to look exactly like it did, just in high quality. It's that's for like a GTA game. That
Yeah,
amount of showing. But yeah, the Gerudo I don't know because like they're still they're covered, but they're showing skin as well in like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and that seems perfectly appropriate. They're warrior women, so it's not like it's overly sexual. Um, I don't know. We'll see about that.
as soon as they do it,
what
the
are you,
movie.
yeah. What are your thoughts on the remake?
The remake. Yeah, I think I was just kind of. Pretty much what you were thinking, but I'm excited for it. At first I wasn't when I first found out it was just Ocarina of Time. Yeah, it was exciting with the trailer. I was wanting more Twilight Princess. You guys know that, but we're getting this first because they're just working on Twilight Princess even more. I have a feeling they're doing something with it, and it's gonna be a remake or something big with the. I don't think they're gonna see. They haven't touched Twilight Princess with us to know anything, like they did. What do you got? The GameCube thing you can play Wind Waker, which I'm playing currently now. Um, but they haven't give us nothing on Switch 2 for Twilight Princess. So that's why I think they're holding off, or they're not holding off. They're just waiting for the right time to release it. Give me a remaster remake. Just make it better, and you don't have to change nothing. Just perfect it. Maybe graphic wise, or make it look gorgeous. And so they're just waiting for the right time to do that. But going into the remake, the Zelda Ocarina of Time, my hype has been so much more tremendous, more bigger, and I'm excited for. I don't think they're gonna see. I'm thinking about the pricing. If they give us a $50 game, then it's gonna be exactly the same thing, just upgraded. If they give us an $80 game, then we're gonna get something like when you hear that, you're like, oh shit, they're doing something with this. Because if like with Star Fox was like $40 over here, and that's when you kind of knew, yeah, and it was exactly the same thing. It's just enhancement. I don't want them to do that with Ocarina of Time. Just enhance it, and that's it. That's crazy. You still got to fix up a few things, like you were saying. Add. I think they're gonna add some extra content. I don't think it'll be that massive. I think they will. They will. Maybe perfect some of the dungeons and just widen things around and travel wise. And when you're on ground, when you're on the traveling from one spot from Zora to the castle. They're gonna do something more. I want to maybe add some mini games in there, extra things there. I think that it'll be good. Once you see the pricing, is when you're gonna be able to tell like this is just a regular enhanced thing. I'll still get it, but I won't be as thrilled as I used to be. But
Yeah.
I still think you're gonna get a 70 to $80 game, and that's when you know that it's gonna be, yeah, this is oh crap. You're gonna be. I don't think Nintendo's just gonna just throw out such an enormous classic and do nothing with it and just upgrade graphics. I don't think they're just gonna do that. That's why needs to add Jazz. I want you to be quiet, Jazz. I don't want to stop saying talking like that. Um, they're going to do. They're going to add in. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a sec. Yeah, right. You
I
know
mean,
what? And
that's
we're gonna
true.
prove you wrong, Jazz. And Nintendo is going to you know what? I hope you're wrong, Jazz. But yeah, Nintendo is
Yeah.
known for that kind of thing. You want them to, but they got to break out of that, dude. Because think about what's happening right now everywhere else. You got Sony and Microsoft going totally digital. Nintendo's still slightly staying. They're still staying with. They're still doing digital, but they're staying with the cartridges. Or I don't know. It's just that whole thing. I'll do a separate thing about that. But I think that Nintendo. I don't want them to stay with the same old crap all the time. We do need new IPs, but going into this game, they do need to. I think it'll be great and tremendous and big for all of us, for all the new people, for all the not just us fans, but for all the new fans. They want to do more and cater for everybody. Yes, I want better. Like this. That's what he's
Mhm.
saying. We want better. So, I think that if you don't do what they did with Final Fantasy VII, the remake is Ryan. I know you're playing it, and I was
Yep.
playing Rebirth the other day. Yeah, dude, it is amazing. But going into Zelda, you want them to do that with Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time deserves that. Over the years that we've been playing it on the Game Boy, and then just the Wii, and then you got the what was on the 64, then you got GameCube and the Wii. They just have it on everything else. But now that you have the Switch 2, and the Switch 2 is still a lot more powerful than the other Switches or Nintendo systems. So you can do more with it now. So that's what I'm thinking. I hope Nintendo surprises us and gives us what we want and for everybody else. And I'm excited for that game to come out. The trailer is going to come out just a month or 2 months apart from the movie trailer, but that's what I'm thinking. But either way, I'm
Yeah.
extremely excited with the remake, and I want to hear no more about Saria, and I want more of a story with her, or just give us more of an emotional part there, and not just what we saw before. And I guess I would say I would be slightly disappointed if they do exactly the same thing like Star Fox. I'm like, man, come on, man. Then I'll just be excited for the movie. So I guess I'm kind of mixed on that, but like I said, I think it's time to Jazz. I mean, not Jazz. Nintendo wants to wake up and please Jazz himself, and Nintendo says I want to please Jazz, and and everybody else, like I said, the new people, the new kids on the block who are going to be playing this for the first time, not just us, old fanatics, and that love it. And so yeah, I believe Nintendo will give us like I said, maybe not such a tremendous, you know man, I think the dungeons are gonna look better. They're gonna fix up a few things. There's a part in the game, if you remember, I saw it on the picture this morning. In one of the dungeons, you go to a place by the water that you see like a shark behind these bars. It's just standing there. It's a part in the game, and you're wondering.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the game and it doesn't move. It's just like there. You think maybe this time they'll make that shark come out or something more. It'll be alive. They better not just leave that shark there again. They gotta do that. They
Yeah.
gotta be about
Yeah.
that.
In Lake Hylia. Yeah. It's in the laboratory building.
Yes. Let me see. What is
Yeah. It's got to not just say, like, at least have it have some swimming animations or something.
So I do think that I know that Jazz has been slipping his love for Nintendo, has been moving away recently, but I know it will come back, and he's just gonna toss his PlayStation 5 out the window and be like, "We're playing Switch 2 from now on." So I'm looking forward to. He's like, "No, man, don't worry, PS6 come out." But anyways, this is Nintendo oriented conversations. Enough of the other
Yep.
stuff. But yeah, man, dude, I am. It's hard. It's just I am so like with the movie. I'm far more excited for because it's like we're barely getting bits and pieces of the movie. We're just getting
Mhm.
things. To get it how we're just the last 2 weeks, we're just getting things about who's playing who supposedly, and then who is playing who. The game we're getting the rumors about. The I did hear about what September 9th is, and that's from who's that one YouTuber that always pretty good at telling us these things. Nate the Hate and other people,
Okay.
and they're just giving us this good information that yeah, it's pretty much always spot on. So,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get lucky with something big. I think the Zelda when they reveal in September, they're gonna do a standalone only. They're gonna have to do a 40 minute. They're gonna have to do a big introduction about the trailer. They're gonna have to talk about it. They're gonna have to do gameplay for us, and we're gonna be there all for it. So and that's gonna be before they show us the trailer to the movie, the whole movie. So
Mm.
fingers. I don't know what you're talking. Oh yeah, it's not happening. Yeah, he's like I'm keeping my
PlayStation
PS5.
thing. Yeah.
It's like so. But yeah, just and then yeah. So I'm just like I said. I don't know what else to really say. Let me see. Besides, I was thinking about the cost. Well, we'll know more once we see about what the game's going to be worth, or they're
Mhm.
not going to reveal us the cost at all. Not till the day that they show us everything, and we'll know it right. We'll see it right when we see the trailer's going to show us. They're going to show us the trailer before the gameplay, obviously, before they even talk about it. That's the thing. The biggest excitement is when that finally is revealed. I'll probably do if I have time. I could be able to do a reveal because I'm not really working full time just yet, so I'll have time to do that. And have to drag Ryan out, dude. We got to do tonight. It's a Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday. We got to do this right away. If not, we'll do it the following Sunday. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, it's gonna be so massive. I'm gonna have to be hitting every single thing and maybe doing more videos based off of when we first get more information about the remake because I'd never really done that before with since I started this channel shoot since 2017 or 16 and 16 where I hit a lot of content based off of one big major thing that happens and I'm gonna be doing that massively. Like you guys see, Pizza Time. I do a lot of Pizza Time reels and stuff, and I talk. There's all the questions and things like that. So I have to think of more things and what else I can do to keep trying to help grow this. Now we have the Twilight. Um, I was gonna say Twilight Princess, the Gamers Twilight podcast, and we're keeping it as again with mostly is all the talk, but we can talk about everything else. Ryan, is there anything else you wanted to say before we jump off?
Not really. If you want, we can do a quick like, what are we playing currently?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
otherwise,
Ryan,
no.
what are you playing currently?
What am I playing currently is so I only have the Switch and then this laptop and my phone, but there is not a chance that I'm playing gaming anything on my phone because that's the worst possible option. It has to have a controller. It has to have a controller. So most of my gaming is off of the Switch 2. Currently, I'm playing Final Fantasy Rebirth. I know it's on PlayStation 5 as well, and I know people are, it runs better on that. I'm sure it does. But it's a stable build that they have on Switch 2. Yes, it's missing minor assets. It's missing things that are not essential to the gameplay, like some of the shrubbery and grass and like plates and stuff. It runs consistently at 30 frames a second. It looks good. Um, it's certainly more than I thought would run on the Switch 2 because it's not equipped. And I'm enjoying. I'm 100 hours in, and I'm about to go to Nibelheim. And I'm trying to do all of the side quests, some of which are kind of driving me nuts.
So yeah, um, let's see, hold on. Oh, Jazz, what are you currently playing? So at least I left that there for. And if anyone else is watching, what are you currently playing? Anything else you're currently playing, Ryan, or is that just it?
No, I'm focused on that, and I've left things to wait till after I finish that. So, yeah, that's it. How about you?
Gears 5, Jazz, Nintendo only. Shh. It's okay, Jazz. He plays both. I've been playing recently Wind Waker. I'm finishing. I'm at the final fight, the final battle with Zelda 64, Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm gonna face off Ganon, so I'm gonna do a live stream later this week. Just the final battle, going up the final steps. Man, I
Nice.
I feel like when I started playing it, I had my son for the first time playing it last week. I had him play, try this, try Zelda, and he was playing in the beginning. He picked up the sword and going around the bushes, and I'm like, man, am I gonna? I played this game so many times, but am I gonna want to play this anymore if the remake is that good? Because I played it so many times that if the remake is so good, then why would I go back to the old one? I don't know,
Hmm.
because it happened to me with Resident Evil 4. It came out on the GameCube, and I played it on the Switch, and then I
Hmm.
played the remake, and it was why go back to 4 when the remake's just so good. But so I'm hoping that the remake of the Zelda game is going to just give me that, oh man, that feeling where the emotional part, to give me more emotions out of the remake. But yeah, I'm finishing that off. I'm every day I'm playing Jazz's favorite game. I'm playing Animal Crossing, so I'm playing that all the time, checking out my stuff. I completely built the crap out of my. Remember when we used to play Animal Crossing? I just
Yeah.
I'm hooked, and I got like I've made so whenever I do a stream one day and I have people join in, I got a lot of fun shit to do with people. But it's just I just do it all the time. I got the hotel, the coffee shop, all this stuff, and everything's rebuilt from the ground up. And so,
Nice.
so I'm yeah, I'm still been doing a lot of that. So lately, I don't know if you um I've been playing with this. It's not gaming, but
Oh,
I'm not gonna do it now. But I don't know if you can hear it. I've been playing a um electric saxophone. So it's just kind of, I was saying I was practicing Sorry a song, which I will not do right now. I'm not ready yet. Bluetooth mode. So it's simple as, so it's just kind
oh,
of, I'm like, I almost got the whole song too.
nice.
I'm almost practicing most of the notes, and in just 3 days, I'm just like, I have a headset. Only I don't make no noise, and I'm practicing the very first song on the electric saxophone. I'm playing Sorry song from Zelda 64. So it's something that I think the next one will be Zelda's Ocarina song. So it's just like I'm impacted by the sounds of the saxophone. I've been listening to a lot, and just using Zelda theme things to practice, and eventually, if I want to take this further out, I'll be famous saxophone. Now, I started off with Zelda, but yeah, it's just kind of, let me see. Let me see. What do you say? Well, don't use what on camera? Oh,
I think he's throwing shade at your saxophone. I thought it was good, unless you got the volume up way too high. That might not be as good. But
yeah. People might think it's like something else.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
some kind of
yeah,
electric inhaler to.
yeah,
No, it's an electric saxophone. See the fingers here, and
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, oh, you can change a lot of options. This is a really cool. It's only $65,
Oh, that's all right.
and
For
you
that.
put in, and you it gives you the exact position where the fingers are. So
Yeah.
self teaching at home, it's pretty cool, and it's a lot of fun. So I don't smoke with it, no. Um, but yeah, I would say that's the only games playing right now. Yeah, just
Yeah.
a lot of Zelda stuff and Animal Crossing. Yep, that's for me. Other than that, I do think we are at that point where I think we had a good conversation about the movie. I don't know if Jazz saw him. That's Ganon. Bow to Ganon. And this hot chick, and hopefully, I'm really hoping that Sam Neill is going to be playing the King of Hyrule, because I
Hmm.
know he's in the movie, but what is he actually doing? I don't know. We don't know, and so yeah, we had a good conversation about that, and then we went into the remake. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting next few weeks, because the next few weeks we'll be in September, and shit's gonna start happening, dude. From now till the end of the year, we for sure, from now to the end of the year, guaranteed we'll have already played or get the information for the remake, and we'll already see before the end of the year the trailer to the new movie. Oh, it should be by that time. It'll be plenty of time in advance because they gotta show us at least a half year in advance. So I'm excited for that and the cast. And no, that's not Dwayne Johnson, man.
Yeah,
Look at this. It's
not
not
The
The Rock,
Rock.
dude.
I would be
Look
unhappy
up
with The Rock personally.
dude, I would lose my mind. No, it's kind of that image kind of almost, but no, look up the guy if you haven't seen it. It's he's like a
Different
new
guy.
Australian actor, so that's what I like. We got new actors. I know we got Sam Neill's, not new, but
Yeah,
I think it's perfect for the role he's playing. But and we got the new actors who are playing Zelda, and obviously you already know that who's playing Link and Zelda. There's the I forgot the names again. So, anyways, but yeah, I think it's great when you have a lot of newies than a bunch of people who've already. You don't have Tom Holland playing Link, which people wanted. Yeah, so we're good on that. So I think it's gonna be great. So
now he's laughing and got us going about the Rock.
yeah, and then Jason Momoa was gonna be Ganon from what I was hearing. It's like, no,
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 not
no,
him
not
either.
Jason Momoa. Let me see. Let me look for the outro. It's just a simple one. But yeah, man, I think this was a great conversation. I gotta get back to
Yeah,
Luigi and see what he's up to. He's got a little cold and do daddy duties and RP Sam. Yeah, dude, that
yeah,
was so frequent. That was so recent.
yeah.
And when you got him passing and he's in this movie, because there's gonna be a trilogy. What are you gonna do with that? And later on. So no matter, we'll see whatever he ends up playing. But all right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Those who are watching, those who might see it later. Until next time, this is myself, Mr. Switch / Chronos, and Ryan Drayson, and this is Gamers Twilight podcast, and we will continue on for the next one. Find out more information, and we'll let you know. All right, and we are out of here. All right, so we'll just close out. Till next time.